Hi, my name's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. Of course, the air conditioning unit just kicked on after I waited for a minute for it to shut off, but it's so hot. It's pretty much running continuously, so I'm just going to talk a little louder. I don't like to project really loudly because I may talk a little more softly, but I sound really witchy when I project loudly. So I kind of try to talk a little softer and a little more slowly because I can talk really fast when I have anxiety, and I try to talk a little slower so that people that may not be familiar with what I'm talking about can follow along. I try to not jump in right into a topic, but I am going to jump in on this. The Diddy case, which I've been kind of avoiding talking too much about because it's basically a person after person getting on the stand saying, yes, I took drugs from point A to point B for Mr. Combs, or I flew from this state to this state for the purposes of illegal activities with one of his female paramours, things like that, yeah. But what I think, my husband and I keep going round and round about this because he's like, where's the RICO? I'm like, the fact that he's using Combs Enterprises and Bad Boy Records and his legitimate businesses to fund his illegal drug habits, his illegal sex habits. He's like, yeah, but that's just a lifestyle choice. I said, drugs are illegal. Moving drugs from, I said, buying drugs, if he was buying them locally, would be a big enough crime with the kinds of drugs he was buying. I was like, but flying them in from another state with your personal assistant on your private jet that's paid for with your regular, with your regular employees and regular funds, that's racketeering. That's using your legitimate enterprise to pay for your illegal activities. That's exactly what racketeering is. But some people either can't see it or can't grasp it. I'm not quite sure which it is. I know, like, I think for some people, they just think like my husband, well, I mean, he could buy drugs there. What's the big difference? Well, but he's not buying drugs there. He's flying them from place to place. Or, well, he could hire sex workers, I guess, but he's not. He's flying them. And that's where that's where you get interstate trafficking. And, not to mention the human trafficking aspects of this that are predicate acts for RICO. So I think that they have proven RICO. That's my opinion. It counts for nothing because I'm not on the jury. If I was on the jury, I couldn't have an opinion right now. So I guess it pays to not be on the jury if you have